Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Ajanurambita Bhujo Kanakavadato Sankirtane Kapitaro Kamaraya Taksho Vishvambaro Vijavaro Yugadharma Paro Vande Jagatpriyakaro Karunavataro Gashamarimachata Virabito Mandi Kritendi Varam Jadyam Jaguttarosi Samvidadatam Patam Bharasyashviya Vrindaranya Nivasinam Ritra Saddama Viryamodaram Radhaskanda Nivesito Jvara Bhujam Jae Damodaram Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shiva Sadgora Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. First of all, I'd like to offer my unlimited prostrate Dandavat Pranam in the best of the lotus feet of my spiritual masters. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Maharaja Srila Prabhupada. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Govinda Goswami Maharaj. And Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti-Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, my Shiksha and Sanyan Guru. And all our Rupanuga Guru Bhagya, Kudya Vedanta Acharyas and all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas who are assembled here today to celebrate this very glorious festival of the appearance day of our Srila Gurudeva. This very great event. It is a great occasion for all of us to understand who is our Guru. A Guru is a very high spiritual conception, very difficult to understand. Because Krishna says, I am Guru. As myself, I appear like Krishna, like the Master, and as the servant, I appear like the Guru. And so, I glorify myself through the Guru. It's like somebody who will massage his own legs. So, the Gurudeva is very, very close and near, very, very dear to Krishna. In that sense, he is non-different. He belongs to Krishna. He belongs to his love. So love has no boundaries. No boundary means that there is unlimited feelings of affection for the personality who is close and dear to us. This is the nature of love. And Radha and Krishna are eternally playing in loving exchanges, and all our Rupa Nuga, Guru Varga, belonging to that same party, the Mahabhav party. They also engage in unlimited ecstatic pastimes with Radha and Krishna. So they are full of this ecstasy which nourishes every atom of the spiritual world. All their elements in the bodies are completely saturated with the bliss of the pastimes of Krishna and Radha. And so they are not ordinary persons. We cannot understand who they are. So it's a great, great interrogation, question, when we are with Guru. Who is this personality? And actually Guru, before anything else, he wants us that we should understand who he is. Because if we understand who he is, then it's just a step forwards to understand who is Krishna. There was one sannyasi very close to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he was preaching in villages around the mart in Navadvip, and he was cultivating many grihastas in different villages like this, preaching. And regularly he would come back to the mat and he would meet his Gurudeva, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and we'll discuss, explain, I am doing this, I am doing that. And then he will bring a little donation to his Gurudev, and then he would feel happy. But this went for some time, few years. But one day, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur caught him, said, "You, come here. I want to tell you something. I want to tell you that I don't approve what you're doing. I never asked you to do that. Do you know who I am? Have you ever met me? You never have met me. You don't know who I am. So I don't approve. You do whatever you like. You go and do whatever you like. And you come back with a little bakshish. And you give me under the table, thinking I will be happy. I will be satisfied by what you're doing. No. First, you should become my man. You should become my man. You are my servant. Unless you become mine, then you cannot deal with the external world. You will be swallowed by Maya. So you have to become mine. You have to surrender. And that way he preached to him what is the service of the disciple. To understand who is his Guru. Guru belongs to Krishna's family. If we enter into Guru's family, which he has created for us, because we see this is Gurudev's family is here. And Gurudev is in the center. If we can relate to Gurudev as our how you say in English? Well-factor, benefactor, like father, well-wisher. If we can always remember that Gurudev came just to help us, to save us. I remember many Vyasa Puja with Gurudev. He could not block his tears when he was speaking about his own Gurudev. He said, he has saved me from this stupid, this material existence. He has saved me. How can I repay my debt? And by his instructions, by his mercy, by his affection, he has brought me to the banks of that eternal, wonderful, unlimited ocean of nectar. By his mercy, I could preach all over the world. And so many people became attracted to me. And so many devotees became attracted to me. This is all the mercy of my Gurudev. Therefore, we were chanting Narottam Das Thakur Bhatan, that there is no other worship than the worship of Guru. No other worship. Because Guru can reflect in everything. He can reflect in everyone, every object. You can meet him at every moment. You can be in relation of service to Guru at every moment. He is so merciful. And I've seen, by traveling with Gurudev, this has happened. That so many devotees became so attracted, like fascinated, hypnotized by Gurudev, by his nature. So sweet and so soft. sweet and soft. That was Gurudev's nature. He didn't have anything else. In his pranam mantra, he is very close to Krishna. Krishna is very sweet. And we know that all of Krishna's qualities, they go in the pure devotees. All Krishna's Rup and Swarup, they also manifest in the body of the devotee. So Gurudev was very, very sweet and soft. And so I saw miracles. I saw big personalities, very proud of their material knowledge, coming to him and speaking. And after a few minutes, they were crying like babies. I've seen. They were crying like babies. He injected his mercy in their heart. And that was his main occupation. Inject his mercy in the heart of all he met, all who came to him, all who served him. So, we are very, very fortunate that we have met such a person. We shouldn't forget though. He has not gone. He is still there, but we cannot see. But if you are qualified, I'm talking about you, not me. If you are qualified, you can see him. Gurudeva Maharaj, you know? He used to tell, I can hear Srila Prabhupada dictating, writing my next door. And sometimes Prabhupada comes out. And he comes in my hut and he chastises me. He says, oh, you are doing wrong. Or sometimes he also praised me. He said, very good. Go on, go ahead. And sometimes he comes and he slaps me. Can you do that also? He told his disciples. Can you also see Prabhupada like this? Nobody could say anything. So he said, therefore you need sadhu sangha. You need to be always in good association. Otherwise everything will be lost. So if we make a little endeavor, we can have Gurudev's association at every moment. But it's not so easy. Because we need the association of all devotees, Vaishnavas. And when the whole family is there, then it's easy to remember the center, the most munificent, magnificent, the most merciful of all our Gurudev. So we should always keep Gurudev and Gurudev's instruction in our mind, in our heart. This is our safe, how you say, safe what?
Safe journey.
Safe journey back to spiritual world. Gurudev knows the way. We don't know. We have no vision. He knows, he sees before, now and further. Where to go, how, when is the turn, when is the going, when it's gone off, like this. He knows everything. We don't know. So we have no faith sometimes. We think, I cannot see what's happening, I don't know where I am, I don't know what to do. And we have some doubts and become perplexed. But we don't know, but maybe the next step, everything will be revealed to us. So we should always have faith in our Gurudev, knowing that he is the most expert, qualified personality to take us back to Guru and to Krishna. So Krishna is very merciful. Gurudev knows. One time he told me, personally, he told me you should thanks Krishna that he gave you such a good Guru. Brahmandamanite Konya Bhagavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Latavita. Krishna and Guru gives connection, Latavij, and we become fortunate. So Gurudev said, you should. Thanks Krishna. So, now that Gurudev is no more, with us, visible, we can meditate. Where is Gurudeva? We'll see that he's not so far, but not like we used to see him. Now he's in a different, appearance. He has joined the eternal pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So he looks a little bit different. We might not be able to recognize him. But he is keeping an eye on all his children. He wants us that we should also come to him and mix with all these beautiful activities that he is participating in. He wants us to also partake of the nectar. Srila Bhakti-Holland Maharaj used to say, we are children of the nectar. We belong to that nectar, this world. We shouldn't look for anything inferior than that. That means anything from this world is inferior. So we should always look upwards, not even like this, what to speak of like that. Everything we do, we should always offer it, cast it upward, like this. Otherwise the ego will take over position and he will guide us and he will mistreat us. He will make us the slave. He will tell us so many nasty reasons why we should do this for yourself and for enjoying your senses. He will tell us with very big convictions that you should do this nonsense. And so we should never do anything to please the false ego, that is, to enjoy our senses under the guidance of the mind, which is the prominent factor which guides us towards that hellish hand, enjoying the senses. We should be very, very careful there. And so everything we should do in order to please Radha and Krishna, Mahaprabhu, Nityananda and Gurudeva. If we do this, then there will be no possibility of endangering our life, spiritual life. We will always be protected under the shelter. But if we forget and let our senses take over the reign of our life, then we will be misguided, we will go very, very down, and then we are suffering karma. So there is no need to do this for us. Let others do what they like. But we don't need to do that. We have done already so much in past lives. Who's saying, there is no sinful activities that I have not done thousands and thousands of times. Who's saying, but you know Thakur?
Yeah.
No. Yes? Yeah. So we have done everything. No need to do it. He said in this lifetime we should give everything for Krishna. You know? And those very great Acharya, they come here to remind us. You know? And what Gurudeva has told us and taught, his teachings, if we could realize what he was telling us when he was there, our head would be spinning. But now, many, many years after, still spinning. But because it was filtered by some impurities, I don't know who we were. But I know that I could not understand Gurudeva's instructions and teachings. Therefore, he never instructed me. He never told me you should do that. But I know devotees, very great Vaishnavas, who were so much surrendered to Gurudeva. Whenever they were hearing his katha, they would feel like so enlightened, so illuminated. So the transcendental gift is there. It was there, it is there, and it will be there. So we are not missing anything. We have to keep in mind that we have to stay connected. This is very important. No gap, no possibility of endangering our life with anything. We should always be very, very, very serious and very careful about what we do. Anything before we start to do something, we should think, why I'm doing this? What will be the result? How it will affect anybody? And how it will endanger my spiritual life if I do anything. We should, before starting anything, what am I doing and who am I doing it for? And if we want to serve Krishna, then we have to serve Guru. If we serve Guru and we serve Krishna, it's the same thing. As we serve Guru, then we will see that we are serving Krishna also at the same time. So there is no limit to Gurudev's instruction that he has given us in the past lives, or in the past years where we were with him. So many instructions. We can ponder about those instructions and trying to follow. If we can understand all those instructions, all those teachings, then definitely we will get the mercy. Because the mercy is to understand Gurudev's teachings. His teachings are what his life is about, his own life, what he was doing, why he came in this world, who he was worshipping. Like one time, there was a Brahmana, he came to Mathura and he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu asked him, what is your mainstay in life? Who are you worshipping? His Brahmana was called Raghupati Upadhyaya, I think. And he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu asked this question, and that Brahmana said, some people, they look in the Vedas to find solutions to their problems. They have so many problems they want to get rid of. So they read the Vedas, all types of knowledges are there. And they're very busy, day long, all day, to understand how to get rid of the karma and other things. But for me, I have no interest in these things. I have no consideration for the Vedas, what they say. My only consideration is how this Parabrahma, this small boy, which is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the absolute unlimited reality, is now dancing in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. What is this? How is it possible? Is it possible? He asked. He said, is it possible that the Supreme Parabrahma now is playing in Nanda Maharaj's garden, like a small boy, ordinary boy, playing in the mud and doing this with the cows and doing that with his friends? How possible? What Nanda Maharaj has done as a sadhana to achieve that result, that Parabrahma is coming and playing with him. What Yashoda Maya has done to have this same Parabrahma coming and taking the milk of her breast. How is it possible? So, I want to know what sadhana, because I want to join the party of Nanda Maharaj. I don't care for anything else. Because if Parabrahma, Lord Sri Krishna, can do that, and come as a regular, ordinary, small boy and play there, that means Nanda Maharaj, such a great personality, I cannot understand the magnitude of his devotion to Krishna. So I want to enter into that party. So Gurudev came to explain all these things to us. That we should be worried about the external things, you know. That's also are discussed in the Veda. Trigunya Vishaya Veda, Nishtrigunya Bhavarjuna. You know, this verse in Bhagavad Gita. The Vedas are speaking about so many things related to Varnashram and how to enjoy without making so much bad reactions and everything, how to be promoted to. And also Jnanakanda also, how to achieve liberations. They are talking about this level of existence. How to go through without too much damage, in an authorized way. But we should transcend those things. We should not be attracted by those things. We should go directly to the deep purpose of Shrimad Bhagavatam. Shrimad Bhagavatam is not speaking about anything else than these two things, love and beauty. All other books which exist in the world, they're speaking about power. They're speaking about opulence, greatness. They want to attract the mind of the materialistic people who are all after these things. Who is not after greatness? I am so great personality. Who is prestige? It's called prestige. Who is not attracted by a lot of money? Who is not attracted by a big position? Everybody is fighting for that, day and night. And the Vedas, they tell you how to do that in a proper way. But Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, don't get involved in these things. Otherwise you will be captured. You will not be able to get out of it. But you should absorb your mind in the essence. All what the Vedas are coming to give, personified Vedas, who realized everything about Krishna's pastimes as Gopi. They said, oh Krishna, we want to be taking birth in Braj, next life. The Veda personified, they told Krishna, we want to take birth in Braj next life. Krishna said, impossible. They said, we don't want anything else. He said, okay, then you can take birth. So nothing else. We have to focus in absolute one-pointedness and start from beginning now to dedicate ourselves to our auspicious spiritual life. How to achieve all auspiciousness, that is Krishna Bhakti. And so Gurudev came, and at every moment, how he behaved, how he spoke, how he was thinking, was to remind us and to inspire us to do this service. Gurudev's life was an inspiration at every moment for all his devotees, his disciples, how to find inspiration to serve Lord Krishna. His whole life was like this. He had no break. He was going from one service to the other without break, without diminution also, only acceleration. So he was always standing very, very powerful and speaking like this, very sweetly, and blessing and speaking at the same time, giving both instructions and mercy how to succeed in following the instructions. He's so merciful. He could show by his own behavior how he realized, how he was the personification of realization of the teachings of the Bhagavatam, of the scriptures. He was person Bhagavatam. So there was no difference. Bhagavata was speaking, and so his mercy was coming from his lotus lips. And because Bhagavata speaks about only nectar, lotus means nectar, that is ambrosia, amrit, lotus mouth. So this nectar was coming out constantly. And we had, just like a river, he was sitting, and just like a river he was speaking all this tattva siddhanta that we never heard before. So that was his mercy. And many devotees were diving and getting these jewels, becoming wealthy. Repeated, how you say? Replenished with all this wealth, diamonds and jewels of Gurudev's became very, very wealthy. So, this was his mercy, and I had the opportunity to travel with him, and I want to tell you a few things. I was very neophyte, but one day I became lucky. I was coming from Vrindavan, and I had just preached to one devotee of ISKCON, and so everything was nice. And I came back to the mat, and Gurudev told me, he said, I want you to become my bodyguard. I said, bodyguard? He said, yes, yes. I thought, oh, you must have heard that I did martial arts before. But that was 30 years ago. I forgot everything. I am so weak now that by looking at me I may die. But anyway, proposal is good. I thought I will travel with him. But I thought also Gurudev, because to be your bodyguard is one thing. You are protected by Srimati Radharani. So what am I going to do? I was feeling like a little shaky. Because what will be my service during the day? I will be next to you. But what else will I do? Just sit here? Like a piece of furniture. No, I went to tell him what these things, just what I said. I told him one day. I said, Gurudev, you know, I have realization that you are talking about Manjari Baba and everything. Sometimes, not always. But I am not part of this. I feel more like a piece of furniture. Maybe I am in Santaras. I told him, you know, I learned from him, Santa Dasyara. So I told him I am in Santaras. So he said, no, you become my bodyguard. He said, your mind is bad, but your heart is okay. He said, good, he said, good. Okay. Same. I said, Gurudev, what will I do during the day? Then that was my question. He said, well, you chant and you study. I said, Gurudev, my brain is not like yours, not working so good. He said, no problem. I will kick out your brain and I will put mine instead. I said, Gurudev, if you do that, I follow you. So I smiled, and then he looked at me and he said, you know, you are very, very strong. Oh, big. But inside, zero. Nothing. But look at me. I am very, very slim. But inside, I have atom bombs. I have atom bombs. And then he showed direction ISKCON. From Mathura, he said, that's why they fear me. That's why they're afraid of me. So that was the good news. Then we traveled everywhere. I saw that Gurudev's entourage was very, very, very busy, giving many types of services, arranging for his traveling here, there, and Madhav Maharaj cooking, massaging, doing everything, and I was not doing anything. I became worried. We went to Australia, nice place. So one night I decided to sleep in front of Gurudev's room. And he came next to me and said, what are you doing? I said, I put my sleeping bag just outside your room. He said, why outside? Put it inside. I said, what? You want me to sleep inside your room? He said, yes. I said, okay. And I moved my things inside. And he said, but I fear one thing. I said, what? What? Are you speaking with your nose during the night? I said, Gurudev, I don't think so. I don't even think I said that. I said, no, Because once you are inside, you don't want to go out. So I even was able to lie. But I was not going to sleep anyway, because I was excited. So I lie down and I stayed awake. I was thinking, wow, I am in Gurudev's room. Anybody can say anything, but I am in Gurudev's room. No problem. I am well situated. And Madam Maharaj was sleeping on the other side, in the room also. And midnight came, and Gurudev woke up. And he stand up outside of the bed, and he went to Madam Maharaj's bed. Why? Madam Maharaj was snoring, speaking with his nose. And Gurudev, he catches his two arms from one side and he moved it on the other side. Oh, it's midnight. And Madam Maharaj didn't wake up. But he stopped snoring. So Gurudev went back to sleep. And I saw everything. So I was happy. And I fell asleep also. Everything was okay. Next day, I was under the veranda chanting. And I saw devotees excited, going here, there, going to Gurudev, bringing this, bringing that, speaking. And I thought, wow, they all have a real good relationship with him. I don't have this relationship. I don't know why, but everybody's so happy, happily moving, going here, left, right, going to see Gurudev with big smile, and I'm not smiling, and I'm struggling with chanting. I'm sitting in a type of chair which is like this, so like a real lazy guy, trying to get the mercy. Nothing is coming, and I see that everybody else has gotten it. Then I think, what about me? Then I go and see outside of Gurudev's room through the window. And every time Gurudev knows me, he said that when I am in difficulty, I should help him. So he saw I was looking inside, and he said, come, come. So I came and said, sit down. He said, what? What's the problem? Then I said, Gurudev, I don't have a relationship with you. This is the big problem. He said, come close. So I went like this. He was sitting on the sofa. So I was just in front of him. Then he looked at me, and then he stretched his leg, left legs, and he put it on my right shoulder. Then he puts his right legs on my left shoulder, and then he started to massage me. He said, you see, we have such a nice relationship. Such a nice relationship. I couldn't believe it. I said, Gurudev. I said, last night, did you hear? Madam Maharaj. He spoke the whole Bhagavatam. And not only Bhagavatam, but Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Gurudev said, yes. But somehow or other I didn't sleep again in the room. I don't know why. But the morning, when we woke up, I saw how Gurudev was taking ashman, putting tilak, chanting his mantra. Oh, it was so nice. I learned this something there. That no sound. Brajanath was Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Gurudev said, absolute no sound during Gayatri. Because it's something that you have to remember. You cannot move your tongue. So if there is some sound, then your mind will be attracted outside. So like this, life went on. Surviving. Going with Gurudev everywhere. Then one time we were in Hawaii. Coming back from the ocean, Gurudev take bath and everything. Very nice. Then again, I thought, they are very busy serving Gurudev. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. Not doing anything. I'm just hanging around. I go to the ocean, I take bath, I come back, I take prasadam, then I strand something. No service in the kitchen. And so I asked Gurudev, I said, Gurudev, I have no service to you. This is the problem. And Gurudev, I was brahmachari, but just brahmachari, they have this thing, like this. You don't mind if I say those stories, huh?
Yeah. We like it.
No? Okay.
No,
Because
we like it. We love it.
don't take it wrong, don't take me wrong. I don't want to glorify myself. Because when you say I did this and Gurudev did that, then it's like... Anyway, I was like this, and Gurudev took my chadar and put it like this, And he said, there's 4 steps going to the house. I'm very tired, please, you pull me through. So he took this cloth from behind, and I start climbing the steps slowly, and I realized he was not making any effort. He was not doing anything. I had to pull all complete. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we reached the level of the house. Then I turned to Gurudev, and he said, "You see, you serve me so nice." You see? So no relationship, only some external thing. But Gurudev's love was there. Gurudev's love was there. One time in Fiji, we were bathing in the same pool. Gurudev was in the pool, and I was next, and another person was next, and we were like, in the pool, and Gurudev was there, taking bath, sunshine, Fiji, very nice. But then, after some time, I went to see him, and I asked him, Gurudev, I have one question to you. I wonder if you would allow me to go and open a preaching center in Paris. I had this in my mind. I was still feeling that I am, useless. So Gurudev said, yes. Good idea, very good idea. Then he paused for 1 minute, and then he said, but I want you to stay with me. I want you to stay with me. Okay. I went to my room, and I was thinking, what does that mean? And all of a sudden I realized Gurudev's love. He doesn't want to throw you anywhere, lose you forever. He wants to keep you, like his own child, and give love and affection and nourishment. And I felt like that, and I started crying. I said, wow, it's too much love. That's what Gurudev. Everything he was doing was based on that love. One time he slapped a new devotee. Do you know this verse? Sarvadharman parityaja? Everybody knows, but he was new, so he didn't know. He didn't know that verse. So he said, I'm sorry, I don't know. Paf! I said, why are you coming here if you don't learn anything with me? I spoke this verse last night in my class. And you don't know it. Wow, shocked. So then Gurudev, after a few moments, went back to this morning walk was over, went back to the car. Then I went to him and I said, Gurudev, I also need a slap. I don't know anything. He said, I didn't slap him. He said, I gave him my love and affection. I said, wow. Gurudev is like that. One time I had a big argument with Brajanath. He's from Holland. It was not difficult to have big argument. So one day I had an argument, big, badger. I was screaming. And Gurudev was nearby, and he saw that we were like fighting, quarreling. Then there was a Harinam because we were doing this Govardhan Puja. We begin by doing Harinam around the property and come back, and then we carry all this thing. So Gurudev saw that I was becoming more and more bad mood. He said, don't do that. Otherwise, everything will be lost. So I didn't say anything, I followed Gurudev. Then we went to the platform where there are like 1,800 preparations for Govardhan, you know. Full, the temple room was full of all kinds of dishes. So Gurudev was already, everybody was waiting for Gurudev. Then Gurudev arrived, I was just behind Rajanath on the other side, and we arrived. Then Gurudev, he took the biggest plate, like a hill of halava, you know, and took it and put it on my head. Then my two hands were busy, you know, keeping the plate in balance. And then Gurudev went in my face. I couldn't believe it. Nirguna, Prabhupada disciple, organized a whole festival. He said, Gurudev, you never did this to me. You never did this to me, Gurudev. Oh, so unfortunate. I was the first one to walk, because I was the first one who were carrying. So I walked and I started to cry. I was crying. I couldn't believe Gurudev. He really punched me like this. Boom. You know how Gurudev's punch? He puts his finger here. It's like he knocked you down. But anyhow, he didn't pull the full force. But I really got it this day. So after that, I became very calm and peaceful. I didn't object and I didn't quarrel with Rajanath anymore. We became good friends. We came to Holland the next day, I think. And Rajanath and me, we were in different moods. So I went to see him and I said, Gurudev loves you, so I love you also. Because I read that once the queens of Dwarka, they approached Draupadi. And they asked her, how do you satisfy your 5 husbands all the time? And Draupadi said, who they like, I like. Who they don't like, I don't like. Very simple. So I thought, okay, Gurudev likes Rajanath, so I should like it. So I went and I told him. And then he looked at me and said, oh, I also love you. And then we shared some prasadam together, and everything was over. So that's Gurudev. Gurudev very, very merciful with me. He said, I don't know what you will do when I will not be here. But the big family is there. So we are not lost. We are not disconnected. We should be aware of our fortune and keep always together. Remind us of all this nice of Gurudev's, what he came to give us and how to assimilate. If we can assimilate these things, then the mercy will come very, very like torrents of rain, like shower. But we have to understand what he came to give. Especially now, he wants to see that someone will succeed, that will come out. Because not everybody is following strictly. There are some, like he used to say, loopholes in our practice. But he wants that some of us, everyone, but if some of us can come out and understand and completely absorb himself in his moods, imbibe the moods fully, understand, and then realize it and get the fruit, then that will be his glory. That will be his glory. Because he came to give something very high, very, very high. You cannot even imagine. We have no realization. How do you understand the greatness of a person? By his ideal. If his ideal is very, very high, then the person is great, great personality. Even if he has not yet achieved the goal, his ideal, still we should give big, big respect, great respects. Because if one day he achieves it, then, oh, very great personality. So Gurudev, ideal was so high. He said, even if the whole world comes in front of me and tells me you are wrong, I will not budge 1 inch. I know what am I doing now? It is the proper, the right conception. I want that. I may not be there, no problem. Even if it takes millions of lives, I don't care. Even the whole people of all universes all come together and at the same time they scream at me, saying, you are wrong. Give up. Huh? Your attempt is wrong. I will not budge 1 inch. I will follow this. I don't mind what they think. My Gurudev was like this. My Param Gurudev was, my Guru Parampara is like this. So this is my life. I will not change anything. So he had such a great ideal. So he was such a great personality. So we are very lucky. We came in his dynasty. It's not the same for everyone. We are so lucky. Like little groups came to his dynasty. And so now we have to become very, very serious and grave and try to enter into this. Make the goal of our life to understand these teachings that he has given. Don't be too much, going out here, there, because this mood is not to be found very easily. Gurudev said Sadhu Sangha doesn't mean all the sadhus. He said those only who are in the same mood. This is Sadhu Sangha. So we have a great, great job to do. If we do it, we get a nice position. If we don't do the work, nothing. So I was very happy to say something. I didn't say so much because Gurudev's glory is very unlimited. I know there's so many things to say, so many. I don't know what to say. There's so many things. Maybe you want to speak something. Glorification of Gurudev. 2 minutes? Thank you very much. Thank you for coming also. Hare Krishna.